Hey,
Hi,
friends.
everybody.
Hey, it's Chris and Gina with Writing Momentum. And we're going to talk about something pretty cool this morning, aren't we?
Yes, we are talking about a technique for getting writing done that we have found really works. And Chris, especially, he uses this regularly. It's called the Pomodoro
The
technique.
Pomodoro technique.
Yeah. So, Chris, tell us. I'm gonna defer to Chris about what this is because he's really done quite a bit of research on it and has implemented it in his own writing. But I want him to tell you a little bit more about it. So, Chris, tell us, what is it and why does it work?
All right. So the Pomodoro technique, which I just realized I didn't have my notes up. This is a high quality production here, folks, because I didn't bring my notes up before we started recording. So give me just a second, because in these notes, I've got some
statistics, right?
Really good stats about this. And so I thought, oh, I need to share those. And then I came online and just like,
well, what is the Pomodoro technique, Chris? You can do that while you're pulling this up, can't you?
I don't know, because my mind's going to wander. I think this is it.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. I found it. Okay. So the Pomodoro technique, this is a technique that was, I want to say it was studied years ago, or came up with like years ago. But what happened is that not too long ago, over in where was it? I want to say Sweden. They did the company did this. They installed on people's computers software to track their productivity. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of invasive, right? But what they did is they took all the data from all of the computers in all their offices and tried to compile and find out why are some people really productive and other people aren't as productive. Mm-hmm. And what they found is that those who were in the top 10% of productivity weren't in the top 10% because they worked harder. In fact, they were in the top 10% because they took breaks, which is kind of cool, right?
Well, and it's a little counterintuitive. I mean, how many of us have thought that we just need to power through?
Yeah.
You know, we've got to get something done. So we just got to power through and we got to just sit in our chairs and just not move until we get there. But this actually found that really wasn't the case, that breaks were an important part of being productive.
Yeah. So the group is called the Draugiem Group, Draugiem. I'm sure I'm messing that up. But Forbes actually ran this story. And it's a collection of companies in Latvia. Okay. And they installed that software. And here's what they found out after they ran that study. They reported, I'm going to read this. It says the ideal work to break ratio was 52 minutes of work, followed by 17 minutes of rest. Mm-hmm. People who maintained this schedule had a unique level of focus in their work. People who have discovered this magic productivity ratio crush their competition because they tap into a fundamental need of the human mind. The brain naturally functions in spurts of high energy, roughly an hour, followed by spurts of low energy, about 15 to 20 minutes. It's like this ebb and flow, right? So that is kind of revolutionary to actually have someone who studied this. And so here's how the Pomodoro technique works, right? So here's what I do. First of all, I think you've got to get rid of your distractions. Have you ever had a distraction when you're trying to work?
Just a few.
Yeah.
So, I'm like the queen of distractions. Well, I can pick up my phone and look at social media. I can all of a sudden get a ding that says that I've got a new text message. I can be thinking, oh, I wonder if I've gotten any new emails. Yeah. I mean, it's a mess. So,
and you're not alone, because studies show that people check their phones every 12 minutes. So if you try to sit down and write for half an hour or 45 minutes, like they're saying here, you're going to be interrupted 3, 4, 5 times just during that session, right? So interruption is a serious deal. And in the workplace, what people do is they go ahead and put these they have managers put things into place so that like people aren't distracted. Right? Like they put blocks in, so they'll put in software blocks, or they'll have ways to keep people accountable and that sort of thing. But when they do, what studies have shown is they found that people are 75% more productive, 57% have increased motivation, and 49% are happier overall. I mean, think about that with your writing, because you are the manager of your writing workspace, right?
Mhm.
That's you. You're the manager of that space. So imagine if you could make yourself 75% more productive, 57% more motivation, and 49% more happy when you're writing.
I think that's a big one too.
Yeah. Would you like
We
that? Raise your
all-
hand if you like
We
that.
all want to be more productive,
Yeah.
but man, to get happiness, like a boost in happiness
hmm
in the process, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So,
And I know just being productive gives me a boost in happiness. So if I walk away from my work time knowing that I've gotten my work done, I am feeling that satisfaction of, okay, I can relax a little bit. I've met my deadline. I've gotten my work done. I made movement on whatever I'm doing. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And
Huge.
so what I do is I install some software. For a Mac, they've got software called Focus. And there's actually Focus built into your Mac too, which is separate from the software. There's a couple different things. If you're on Windows, they got software for that too. And basically the software will block websites that might distract you while you write.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I turn on Focus, and then for the next hour, it will block YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the social media, all the Netflix, anything that might distract you, text messages. It shuts down all your notifications just for that hour, so that you can write what you're working on distraction free.
Because it's all going to be there when you're done.
It'll all be there.
It'll all be there.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, this doesn't get rid of all of the stuff you're getting. But so here's how the Pomodoro technique works. Here's what you do. First of all, go ahead and put on that focus so that you don't get any distractions, and then take a timer and set the timer for 45 minutes. Okay, This is what I do. 45 minutes. The timer starts, and you sit down and you start writing. And you just say, I'm going to write for 45 minutes. I'm not going to be distracted. And that's all I have to write is just this 45 minutes. Then when ding, the timer goes off, you set another timer for 15 minutes, right? That's the ebb and the flow. And then for 15 minutes, get up out of your chair and go do something somewhere else.
Yeah. You
can wash dishes. You can check the mail. You can play a video game. You can read a book, whatever you want to do, get yourself away from it. Go do that for 15 minutes. And ding, when the timer goes off, come back down, another 45 minutes, and you just keep rinsing and repeating, right? And so you can do it again and again. And I have found that I can do this sometimes 4 or 5 times a day on a really good day. And what's crazy about it, though, is that if you do this like 3 times in a row, you'll get done more in those 3 times than you normally would get done in many times in a 6-7 hour day.
Yeah,
I mean, easy, because it's so focused, and you're just forcing yourself to stay focused on that thing.
But it's not just about the willpower to do that. It's about the way your brain is automatically wired.
Yeah.
So your brain is automatically wired to be able to focus for that 45 minutes. But after that, after about 45 to 50 minutes, your brain needs a break.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way we are wired. So that's not a weakness. It's not anything that's, wrong with us. It's just the way we're wired. And so why not, instead of fighting that natural flow of things, why not work with it and come away not only more productive, but also happier?
Yeah. So now the Pomodoro technique is something that we highly recommend. We find that it's really powerful, works well. And the way we like to use it the most is writing with other people. Mm-hmm. This is a big secret, right? You try to do it on your own, you still might give yourself an excuse to, do something else. Your mind does, right? I'm not saying you're, willingly trying to sabotage yourself. It's just that that's what our minds do. They get distracted, right? So, but by working with other people for that 45 minutes, it's like the sweet spot, man. It is the way to get yourself into your writing and get more writing done than you ever would have before.
And build friendships and relationships as well. Build that community that we need. And as writers, sometimes if we're writing in a solo area, we're by ourselves, sometimes that can be hard. But that we're able to do that with other people and with that tribe of people who understand how important it is to stay faithful with writing.
Exactly. And so now that is why we have created this thing. We're calling it Writing Moments. This is something that's about ready to go live here. Let me take our names off the screen so you can see this.
The next week it's starting.
Yeah,
This
it's
next
starting
week.
this next week. It's called Writing Moments. And Writing Moments is really cool because what we're going to do is we're going to meet online. We're going to pre-schedule it in our calendars, and we're going to pre-schedule Pomodoro sessions where we can work together. And so what
Yeah.
you do is we're going to get together. We're going to have 15 minutes of training. We're going to train on writing, on publishing, on branding, on selling your book, on fiction writing, on screenwriting. It's going to be me. It's going to be Gina. It's going to be Renee Gutteridge, who's you might, if you've seen the movie Family Camp, which is in theaters right now, she was one of the screenwriters on that, and she has a lot of great stuff to share too.
Yes.
And so what we do is we're going to meet together for 15 minutes, have a little mini training, and then we're going to turn on a timer, and for 45 minutes, we're all going to be on mute, but we're going to have our webcams on, and we're going to sit there. You don't have to turn your webcam on if you don't want, but we recommend it. And we're going to sit there and write on our individual projects together. And man, that is going to give you momentum. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it really is. And right now we've got 2 writing moments scheduled this coming week.
Yeah.
We've got 2 the next week. We've got 2 the third week. And then on top of that, we're adding sessions that are going to be writing sprints. Now for these, we're going to do hour-long sessions, which, you know, is going to push us to our limit, but we're going to go ahead and come on together and do writing sessions together for an hour, no teaching, just writing. And then on top of that, once a month, at the end of the month, we are going to do an hour-long Q&A party. And this is a time when we will all get together. You can submit your questions beforehand, and Chris and I and Renee are all going to be there together answering these questions and just encouraging you in your project, whatever that project is. So I am so excited. I cannot wait, Chris, to see what comes out of these sessions.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really good because these will be powerful. So if you're interested in checking these out, if you want to join us, we would love to have you. Go to writingmomentum.com/writing moments. And you can sign up and you can join us there. It's $15 a month, which is very affordable. That's less than the cost at some fast food restaurants. We went to Wendy's the other day, and for one meal, it was $15. So, I mean, like, it's not cheap to do fast food, right? It's
well,
not
and
cheap.
we say that you have to understand we're a family of 5. We have
but that was for one person.
Yeah, exactly. So when we say $15 is too much at Wendy's, it's because we're not just buying for one person, we're buying for 5. But you're absolutely right. $15 for a fast food meal or 2 Starbucks. And I'm a Starbucks girl. So whether it's Starbucks or a, you know, locally owned coffee shop, that's pretty much just 2 drinks right there.
So give that up for a session. For one time you give that up, you can join us for all the Writing Moment sessions. And I'm telling you, I believe it's going to be worth it. We can't wait to hear how people are getting their writing done. We'd love to have you come and join us. And if you're just curious, how does the Pomodoro technique work? Like, come in and join us. We'll have some sessions together and you can learn how it works, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be a blast. And I'm really excited about seeing what comes out of this. But I really want people to understand that our motivation for doing this is really to come alongside writers and really support them. And this has been us kind of zeroing in on this project. It has been kind of something that we've been mulling and refining over quite a while now. And so this is us coming alongside writers to help them get their writing done.
Help you get your writing done.
Help you get your writing done, to answer those questions, to give you some of the techniques and some of the training that you might need if you're wanting to publish it to a larger audience. I'm really excited about this. And I hope you understand just that we are on your side, and we're really excited to see what comes out of your writing.
100%. So please check us out at writingmomentum.com/writing moments. And we look forward to seeing you there. They start this week.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.